Hello guys, it's all happening. It is all happening, okay? Remember, I always tell you in my previous videos that anytime there is change as regards to aged carer visas, healthcare assistant visas, support worker visas, carers visas, caregivers visas in Australia, that I will come here to share the news with you. Currently, Australia immigration system is going through a massive change. Like, a lot of things are changing. I made video a few days ago to tell you, to give you a hint of this current update, because the Minister of Home Affairs had recently released the updates and the proposed changes. And one of them is carer visa, caregivers visas, aged carer visas, whatever you call it. Ability for employers, Australia employers, to bring in overseas trained caregivers. Okay, I mentioned it in that video, but this video today is just to give you details of this and to get you prepared. Guys, you are coming to Australia soon. Welcome to my channel, Caregivers Creation, where we keep it real, authentic. Thank you, my subscribers. You guys rock. And if you are new here or you are just browsing and you have not subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe to my channel and become a member of this beautiful community where we keep it real, authentic. Okay, welcome. Let's dig in. I noticed that most of my community members, because from the question they asked, I noticed that most of you guys have this caregiver qualification. Somewhere from somewhere, I don't know. Many of you are looking for these opportunities. I noticed that UK had a process where they give caregivers visa, and now it's shrinking. And many of you are looking for, where else do I go? I want to tell you one thing. It is going to be different from that of UK, because there will not be any monopoly here. Notice that so many people monopolize UK system whereby they get money from you and they give you this visa or they process it for you. Guys, if anybody is telling you to pay them to get you caregiver visa in Australia, I will not encourage you to do that. Australia immigration system does not have that loopholes. You have to believe me. The same thing I told people when they were duping them with visa 482. I said, Australia system will not monopolize this system. They will not give anybody the monopoly of bringing people from Africa or from any country. The system here does not work like that. Some people listened, some people did not listen. What happened? It was a scam. Now I am here to motivate you, to tell you that this very opportunity coming for caregivers in Australia, do not allow anybody to dupe you. As long as you stick to Caregivers Creation, you will be able to figure it out yourself. And there will be more updates in this channel. Okay? So today I want to tell you that the Department of Home Affairs has actually proposed a way for Australian employers to bring in overseas trained caregivers, healthcare assistant, disability workers, depending on your qualifications, okay? However, there is a pathway to that, okay? So, the employer must have labor agreement with the government. So, currently, they are trying to explain the process to the employers, aged care companies here, to let them know how they will apply for this labor agreement that will allow them to bring in overseas trained staff to work for them. So that is the process that is still undergoing. The visa is not out yet. So this video today is to explain to you what is involved, what it is entail, and the salary scheme as well, and all the job title that you'll be looking for when it is finally out, because it's going to be out. Do you know why? There is a massive shortage of caregivers in Australia. If you doubt me, just go to Google and search aged care job in Australia. Boom! You will see in thousands. if not in millions, but Google will not show you all of them. Australia government has noticed there is a massive shortage in this area for them to come up with this. One good thing about this caregivers aged carer visa in Australia is that it has a clear pathway to permanent residence. I'm telling you this. So this one is not like you're going to stay for 5 years in UK, 10 years in UK before you have a permanent resident. No. If you ever work as a carer, as a caregiver in Australia for 2 years, you'll be qualified to apply for permanent resident visa 186. So the labor agreement indicates that employers who have labor agreement with them will be able to bring overseas trained caregivers, disability workers, personal assistant workers, aged carer workers, anything you call, any title you give it, they'll be able to bring them over with visa 482. I know there'll be so many scammers. I need to warn you guys. Visa 482 comes with a lot of scammers online promising you heaven and earth. Please, don't be a victim, okay? So the employer will bring you with visa 482. And when you work for them for 2 years, or you can work for any, it can be 2 or 3 employers once it sums up to 2 years. Even if you're working part-time, you need to calculate it. Once it comes to up to 2 years of full-time employment, you can apply for permanent residence. So it's all written in black and white, okay? So when they start employing, you will see the job online. Don't fall a victim. Another thing I want to tell you this, there is skill assessment. If you obtain your qualification outside of Australia, there is skill assessment. Australia government have identified 2 organizations to carry out the skill assessment for overseas trained carers, personal assistants, aged carers, disability workers, nursing assistants, okay? And these bodies are, the first one is Australian Nursing and Midwifery Accreditation Council. They also oversee trained nurses as well. However, they will be doing the assessment for caregivers. Another organization is Australian Community Workers Association. However, none of these organizations has started their assessment process. Nursing and Midwifery Accreditation Council have identified their website. Yes, they are doing it, but they have not started, okay? Once this process starts, you go to their website, you'll be able to see the process. However, you have to have certain qualifications. I know most of you already acquired a certificate that is called Certified Healthcare Assistant and something you obtain online or so on, okay? I don't know whether you have a practical section during your training. One thing for sure is that for you to have certificate 3 in individual support, aged carer, or nursing assistant in Australia, there must be a practical component. And I am sure the assessing authority must look for that. So at this stage, you should be able to know if your qualification will be accepted. I will make a more detailed video to tell you more about these job titles. I have worked as an aged carer. I have worked as a disability worker in Australia. I have worked as a personal assistant carer. The 3 job titles mentioned in the labor agreement, I've already had that job title in the past. I will be able to advise you rightly, but you must not follow my advice anyway. You're still free to make your research, okay? I only want to share this because I know that many scammers will be out for you guys, okay? So this channel will be dedicated to empowering you to do it yourself when the time comes, okay? So Australia recognizes certificate 3. Certificate 3 is like a certificate obtained in a college that is like a diploma or so on, but you do not need a diploma. It's just a certificate 3. It can be a 6-month program, but there must be a practical component, okay? So this will be what they will require, and 12 months experience and so on, okay? However, there will be a situation where you do not have a formal qualification, but you have experience, such as in the case of a nurse or someone else that already have experience in this occupation, a formal experience without a qualification.
Please like my video.
Okay. Now let's talk about the English requirement. Yes, there is English requirement. You need to prove. Australia is an English-speaking country, and that's why they always want to be sure that someone that is coming over to Australia to work will be able to communicate freely and fluently in English. Okay. So they will need you to have IELTS 5. I don't know whether it's general or academic, but I'm sure it will be general, because this is not like a sophisticated qualification or occupation. Okay. Some employer that have clients that are from linguistically and culturally diverse community, they might want someone that have 4.5 because they are looking for a particular language. Okay. All right. So there is out. Please stop getting scared of out. Stop getting scared. Go online, go to YouTube. You will see people giving free lessons. To get general 5 or 4.5 is not too hard. You can do it. You can do it. I know you can do it. Okay. So get yourself prepared. Saying, yes, there is a press release that aged carers, caregivers will be able to earn 51,222 Australian dollars per annum. But I want to tell you something. That is just a basic, guys. I told you that is just a basic. You know how it is done in Australia. I've told you so many times. You work weekend with different pay, Saturday different pay, Sunday different pay, evening shift different pay, week holiday different pay, night shift different pay, and you can decide to hammer double shift. So there will be so much money to make. In my next video, I'm going to explain in detail the assessment process and what you are required to have for you to scale through the assessment process. Okay, because all right, for this video I was waiting for everything to be concluded, but you guys will not leave me alone. You've been asking me to make videos separately for this. However, I am waiting. Once it started, jobs will be shared on this channel. How to structure your CV as a carer, because I've been one, I've had all those job titles. It will be shared. Okay, all the information you will need to shoot your shot will be shared on this channel. You know me, Jane Kennis, I got your back. You are here. Okay, and I don't take your love for granted. I can never take your love for granted. So whichever way I can help, I always do. And I am openly declaring any YouTuber that wants to do a collaboration, because I see many people are talking about this. If you want to get a detailed info about this, or you want your viewers to have a background knowledge of this, I am open for collaboration. Hit me. Okay, all right. If you like what you are hearing, please do subscribe to my channel, like my video, and share my video, because it is all happening. This channel will be dedicated to giving you bumper to bumper information on this very opportunity: caregiver visas in Australia, aged carer visa in Australia, disability support work. And I will tell you in detail what these jobs entail, so that you will know when you structure your CV, you will know what your employer is looking for. Okay, all right, thank you, and see you in my next video. Bye.